2 weeks passed. Damon switched on his camera, starting a live broadcast. Instantly, millions of people tuned in to watch. He sat there in silence for what felt like an eternity, just taking deep, deliberate breaths. The anticipation was palpable. Finally, he broke the silence. "I have something to say." Across the globe, people leaned closer to their screens. The comment section exploded, a waterfall of text scrolling by at lightning speed. What could he possibly have to say that required such a dramatic lead-up? His voice was thick with emotion when he spoke again, a slight tremor running through it. "I used to think faith was just fiction." He paused, gathering his thoughts. "But fiction doesn't walk through solid walls. Fiction doesn't bring people back from the dead. And fiction certainly doesn't speak in ancient scriptures that I've never once tried to memorize." He raised a book, its cover worn, holding it up for everyone to see. It was a Bible. "I met him," Damon confessed, his gaze steady and direct into the camera lens. "I met Jesus, and yes, he is not just divine. He is God." The internet absolutely detonated. The reactions were instantaneous and overwhelming. It was like a digital firestorm had been unleashed. In the days that followed, the consequences were severe. Damon lost sponsors, one by one. His follower count plummeted. Lucrative brand deals vanished into thin air. Even some people he considered close friends turned their backs on him. Critics had a field day. They labeled him as insane, a man who had lost his grip on reality. Some accused him of faking the entire experience for attention, a desperate publicity stunt. Others started rumors, claiming he had been brainwashed and joined a cult. The backlash was relentless, coming from every direction. But through it all, Damon stood firm. His conviction was unshakable. He knew what he had witnessed, what he had experienced, and a truth like that, once seen, can never be unseen. It becomes a part of you. In the midst of this chaos, one person remained steadfastly by his side: Maya. She was his anchor in the storm. Late one evening, as he scrolled through an endless stream of hateful comments, she placed a gentle hand on his shoulder. "You didn't lose anything," she whispered softly, her voice a beacon of comfort. "You were found." Her words resonated deep within him, a simple but profound truth that cut through all the noise. One night, feeling the weight of the world on his shoulders, Damon found himself doing something he had never done before. He got down on his knees and prayed. It felt awkward at first, the words clumsy, but he spoke from the heart. "Jesus," he began, his voice barely a whisper in the quiet room. "If you're really God, if you're really there, show me what you want from me. What am I supposed to do with this?" As soon as the words left his lips, a gentle wind stirred the curtains in the room, even though the window was closed. The air grew still, charged with an unseen presence. And then, he heard it, a whisper, not with his ears, but in his very soul. A voice that was both powerful and gentle, speaking a simple command: "Tell them I still walk among men." The sheer reality of it all crashed down on Damon. Tears streamed down his face as he fell forward, his face pressed against the floor, weeping uncontrollably. It wasn't just a belief anymore. Not just a theory or a story he'd been told. It was the truth, undeniable and absolute, confirmed in the deepest part of his being. Jesus wasn't just a prophet from a history book. He wasn't just a wise teacher with profound sayings. He wasn't just a divine being. He was, and is, and always will be God. And now, Damon knew exactly what he had to do. He had to share that truth, no matter the cost. Thank you for watching. If this story moved you, please consider subscribing and sharing it with others. See you next time.